What if everything you thought you knew about getting rich was wrong? We're not talking about flashy cars or private jets. We're diving deep into the counterintuitive, almost invisible habits of the quietly rich, the billionaires who amassed fortunes without ever making headlines. Get ready to decode the unseen rituals that truly build lasting wealth. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible empire of the quietly wealthy. These are the individuals who have built immense fortunes not through loud displays of opulence, but through disciplined, often hidden strategies that defy most common financial advice. It's a world where the loudest person in the room is rarely the richest. We're not just talking about being frugal, we're dissecting the mindset, the routines, and the long-term vision that separates the temporarily rich from the generationally wealthy. If you're ready to learn the real secrets behind building a financial fortress, you're in the right place. When you hear the word billionaire, what comes to mind? Probably images of super yachts, sprawling mansions, and a lifestyle broadcasted all over social media. But that's a carefully crafted myth, a stereotype that distracts from the truth. The reality is, many of the world's wealthiest individuals operate so far under the radar, you wouldn't recognize them if you stood next to them in a coffee shop. This is the world of quiet wealth. It's a philosophy centered not on spending, but on compounding. Not on showing off, but on security and strategic growth. Quiet wealth isn't just about having money, it's about having the freedom that money provides without the liabilities of a high-profile life. It's a more sustainable, more secure, and frankly, a more powerful model for financial success. Over the next few minutes, we're going to dissect the unconventional habits that define this elite group, and you'll see why their approach is the true masterclass in wealth creation. Let's start with one of their most powerful secrets: the anti-consumerist mindset. While the world chases the latest trends and luxury brands, the quietly rich practice what you could call strategic scarcity. This isn't about being cheap, it's about being ruthlessly intentional with every dollar. They prioritize utility, longevity, and value over a brand name or fleeting status symbol. You've probably heard the stories. The billionaire CEO who drives a 10-year-old pickup truck, or the tech founder who lives in the same modest house he bought before he ever made his fortune. These aren't just quirky anecdotes. They are deliberate choices. By eschewing ostentatious displays, they achieve a profound psychological advantage. They don't need external validation from material possessions. This frees up an immense amount of mental energy and, more importantly, financial resources. Every dollar not spent on a depreciating luxury car is a dollar that can be invested into an appreciating asset. They understand that the dopamine hit from a new watch is temporary, but the power of a compounding investment is forever. This mindset is the bedrock of their financial empire. Next up is how they manage their most valuable asset: time. The quietly wealthy don't just manage time, they master it. They practice something called time arbitrage, and it's their secret weapon for productivity. While most people are trapped in a cycle of multitasking, endless meetings, and constant digital distractions, the super successful are architects of deep, uninterrupted work. They guard their calendars with the ferocity of a fortress guard. They understand that an hour of fragmented, shallow work is worth a fraction of an hour spent in a state of pure, prolonged concentration. This is where they solve their biggest problems, generate their most brilliant ideas, and make the decisions that create exponential returns. They delegate almost everything that isn't their unique genius. Answering emails, scheduling appointments, managing social media. These are low-value tasks that are outsourced. This isn't about laziness, it's about leverage. By focusing exclusively on high-leverage activities, their efforts produce results that are disproportionately massive. They know that in the game of wealth, you don't get paid for being busy, you get paid for being effective. But you can't be effective if you're not constantly sharpening your mind. This leads us to their third core habit: a relentless pursuit of knowledge. And I'm not talking about fancy degrees from Ivy League schools, although many have them. I'm talking about a lifelong, insatiable hunger for practical, applicable information. The quietly rich are voracious learners. Their libraries are filled not with best-selling fiction, but with biographies, industry reports, and complex scientific texts. Warren Buffett famously spends up to 80% of his day reading. Why? Because they operate on an information edge. They understand that in a rapidly changing world, the most valuable currency is knowledge. They cultivate diverse information streams, talking to experts, hiring consultants, and even seeking out dissenting opinions to challenge their own assumptions. They actively look for what they might be missing. This allows them to see trends before they become trends and to identify opportunities that others overlook. Crucially, they are masters of adaptability. While others fear change and cling to outdated models, the quietly wealthy see new technologies and economic shifts as massive opportunities. They don't just react to the future, they actively build it based on the information they consume today. Finally, all these habits, the anti-consumerist mindset, the mastery of time, the continuous learning, they all serve one ultimate goal: playing the long game. The quietly rich are not interested in get-rich-quick schemes or quarterly stock market wins. They are building generational wealth. Their time horizon isn't months or years. It's decades, and in many cases, centuries. They think about their grandchildren's grandchildren. This long-term perspective fundamentally changes how they invest and manage their assets. They focus on capital preservation and slow, steady, unstoppable compounding. You'll find their portfolios filled with stable, cash flow-producing assets like real estate, blue-chip stocks, and private businesses, not volatile speculative bets. Furthermore, their approach to wealth is holistic. They employ sophisticated strategies for estate planning, setting up multi-generational trusts and foundations to ensure their wealth not only endures, but also serves a purpose through strategic philanthropy. They're not just building a fortune. They're building a legacy. These habits, which seem so simple and are often invisible to the outside world, compound over time to create a self-sustaining ecosystem of wealth. It's an empire built not on flash and noise, but on discipline, patience, and a deep understanding of what truly matters. So let's recap the code. First, adopt an anti-consumerist mindset. Prioritize value and utility over status, freeing up capital for what really counts. Second, master your time through deep work and ruthless delegation. Focus only on high-leverage activities. Third, become a learning machine. Cultivate an information edge to see opportunities before anyone else. And fourth, play the long game. Think in decades, not days, and build a legacy, not just a bank account. These aren't magical tricks. They are disciplined habits that, when practiced consistently, create extraordinary results. The invisible empire of the quietly rich wasn't built by accident. It was built by design. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this deep dive into the habits of the quietly rich valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content that decodes the real secrets of success. Let me know in the comments which of these habits you're going to start implementing today. See you in the next video.